It's another match case review, so please stick around. Welcome back, everybody, to another match case review video. This is video number 3, and today we're going to be reviewing the Coghlans Matchbox. This is a copy of the Marbles Matchbox. Original Marbles Matchboxes in this form factor are worth a very good amount of money. I saw one time for sale at a gun show, and the guy wanted 50-some bucks for it. Well, I've seen the original Marbles ones. They're very nice. They're very well fit and finish. A lot better than these. But I couldn't justify spending 50 bucks on a match case. Sorry. The construction of this case is nickel-plated brass. This is 100% brass. There's no ferrous metal in this at all. And it's made in China. Now, the Marbles ones are still being made. However, they are being made in China as well. And the new Marbles ones, I compared it to this one that I've had for a number of years, and to me, they're identical. They're both made in China, and they're both probably made on the same tool and die machines. Current price for this matchbox on Amazon is $9.48 with free delivery if you're a Prime customer. Okay. There's not much for specs on there, so we're going to do our usual. We're going to measure this guy, and then we're going to weigh it, and we're going to see what's what. Okay. First, we're just going to measure the closed container. And it's looking like 2.5325 inches or 64.32 millimeters. To open this, you'll see stamped right here, there's open with an arrow. And this barrel is knurled, and this bottom part is knurled. And basically what you do is you grab either side and you rotate it the direction of the arrow. And you make sure that this lanyard clip is out of the way, because if it's up here, it'll get kind of bound up. And when you've got this cracked open, it just rotates out, just like that. Now, you've got a rubber gasket right here. Let's check the depth in here. The depth is 61.71 millimeters or 2.4295 inches. Alright, the diameter, outside diameter of the barrel is 8.330 inches or 21.16 millimeters. The inside diameter is 19.77 millimeters or 0.7785 of an inch. Alright. Put this away. And to close it is the exact opposite. You just put it back down in here and turn it the other way until snug. You don't want to go too crazy tight on these because they can get stuck. Alright, let's see what the case weighs. Alright. Let's start with pounds. And it's exactly 1 ounce. Metric, 30 grams. Alright, let me shut this off. Now let's see how many matches we can get in here. Now this one came out of one of my my daily go bag, so I know how many stormproof matches I can get in there. But let's see about kitchen matches, shall we? Alright. Alrighty. Okay, I think that's about all I can get in there. You could fit a striker pad in there. So, let me count them. And of course, Kira's got to come up here and see what's going on. You want some matches? I don't want you playing with matches. That's a PSA for everybody out there. Don't let your cats play with matches. Okay. Let's see here. 6, 15, 18, 22, about 27 matches it looks like of these strike anywhere type kitchen matches. Now, let me grab these other guys. This is what I took out of here. This is what I had in here of those Yuko stormproof matches. Hey, leave those alone. And it looks like I got 13 plus a striking pad, and then I just had a little bit of this is just from a paper napkin in there on top so they don't rattle. Now to get these to fit, I had to snip off the ends and make these shorter. Let me get the other box out here, and I'll show you what I mean. So here's the originals. You can see how long they are, and you can see how much I had to cut off the end to get them to fit. I had to trim off a decent amount because this one isn't as long as some of the other match holders. And how I got it to work is I put half of them standing up and the other half head down to get it to all fit. Okay, there's all 13 of them in there. Here is the striker pad. I just kind of worked that down in there. So there's the striker pad down in there. And then I just took this little bit of napkin, paper napkin. I just kind of shoved that on the top. This just keeps it from rattling and making noise. And it makes a handy little piece of tinder in a pinch. It's not much, but something is better than nothing. And you go ahead and you crank that down, and it's sealed. So now we need to do the test. Dun dun dun. So, will it leak? Will it float? Let's find out. Well, it certainly doesn't float. That's sunk like a stone. So now I'm going to give it an hour or two, and we'll come back and we'll see if my matches are wet. Well, it's been about 2 hours. Let's see what's going on here. Dry it off. Make sure I got my hands dry. Make sure I got all the water from around that mechanism. Okay. Let's see what's happened. And it's wet. And it got my matches wet. Okay, that's definitely wet. There ain't no ifs, ands, or buts. It looks like it just got the tissue paper on the top wet. And the end of that matchstick right there is wet. So I'll have to dry these matches out before I find another container to put them in. Probably one of the other containers I've already reviewed that didn't leak. So that gasket in there, even though I cranked down on it, was leaking. It was only leaking a minor amount because that little bit of paper is wet and the tips of these matchsticks, some of these matchsticks are wet. So, but surprisingly, the striking pad down in there didn't get wet. So it was just a tiny bit of a leak. Nothing too serious, but if your health and well-being is dependent on being able to make a fire, and that's your only one of your only ways to make a fire, and this gets waterlogged, that could cost you dearly. So, yeah. Fail. I don't even know if I can fix this. Maybe I can find a replacement for that gasket. Something that, when you crank down on this, has more give. Because that's fully cranked down, and that's what I did last time, and it leaked. Really disappointing. Well, I pulled this gasket up, and you see those little droplets of water? So yeah, that was underneath the gasket. So somehow, I'm imagining, look at that, there's a tear. There's a bloody tear in the gasket. No wonder it was leaking. You can see it real good on that side, but this side it was almost invisible. Well, that's the gasket it came with too. I haven't done anything to this. It looks like I gotta cut me a gasket. Maybe I can salvage this. But as it stands, right out of the because I bought this, I don't know, like 4 or 5 years ago. So maybe the gasket went bad between now and then. I don't know. But as it stands right now, this is a failure. I'm going to try to cut a new gasket for that. And we're going to do that test again and see where we stand. So, got this rubberized gasket material. This is available at any good hardware store. And even the big box stores, you just gotta ask for it. Usually find it in the plumbing section. And we're gonna try to draw out. There is our drawing. Let me grab some scissors. We're gonna see if we can make this happen. This is thinner. The original material is thicker, as you can see. This is thinner, so we're going to see if that works or not. not exactly even. Let's see if we can get it to fit in here, if I need to trim more off. It's funny. This turned from a review into a myog, but that's alright. Alright. It fits super tight, which is what I want. You can see I got it down in there. There's still some water down in there though. So get in there with some paper towel, soak up any remaining water. Okay, that looks pretty good. Let me see if I can feel if it's actually locking up or not. There it is, and the open, instead of being centered like it was before, it's more to this way, so I'm definitely cranking down on that. Open it back up, take a look. Yeah, it's looking like it's making positive contact. So let me get some tissue paper here, or a paper napkin will do. So we got this fast food paper napkin. We're just going to roll that up. We're just going to stick that in there. Okay. If this leaks, that's going to get wet. Make sure we're all spread out there. Okay. Crank this down as tight as I can get it. We're going to do this test again. Let's tighten down. Get our water in here. Here we go. I'll bring you back in a couple hours. It's been almost 3 hours. So let's see if our fix worked. I'm hoping it did. It'd be a shame to have one just be a total failure. Okay. Make sure my hands are dry. Alright, let's open it. Oh. Oh man, look at that. It's all soaked. So, nope. Apparently I just can't get this tight enough down on that rubber seal. So, as much as I like this style, it's nostalgic for me because it's patterned after the old marbles match case. I'm just going to have to say that this is a failure. It's just because no matter how tight I screw down on this, apparently it's just not tight enough and water is still seeping in. So I don't even have to clean up and do a final thoughts. I'm just going to say avoid this kind. It's a no-go. So thumbs down. And I'm glad you watched, and we both learned something today. So I'll see you later out in those woods. Thank you for watching.